We go. We have been talking about everything under the sun except science. We've talked about boxing. We've talked about homeless people. We have talked about, what else have we talked about? Smart people. Not so smart people. We've talked about a lot of stuff. Now we're going to talk about music, okay, and how it relates to sound. So technically we're talking about the sound of music. Oh, okay. Yeah, I told it to them. They didn't think it was funny either. Okay, we're on page 48 in your book. Okay, here we go. All right. Hey, you throw it out, you know, you experiment with some bad jokes, you see what happens, okay? All right, talk about how you're late when you arrive at your orchestra rehearsal. Your friends are already tuning up, okay? With all the instruments playing different notes, it sounds like noise. And that's true. If you've ever heard a band warm up, it does sound like a bunch of noise. You're sitting out there waiting for the concert to start going, oh my gosh, I hope they're better than that. But what they're doing, they're all playing different notes, warming up. So they're not trying to be in sync. Yeah, they're not trying to be in sync, okay? You quickly pull out your instrument and you take your seat. Then the music starts and everything changes. What makes noise in music different? And the answer is the way that the sound waves are combined. Okay, that's what makes the difference between noise and something very pleasing to the ears. Okay? Most people agree on what is or is not music. Music is a set of notes that combine in patterns that are pleasing.
Or not pleasing.
Okay? Noise, on the other hand, has no pleasing patterns. And sometimes, yeah, it's different things. Some people will consider music, other people does consider it noise because they don't find it pleasing. Okay? Back when punk rock was a big thing, and it was just that scream stuff, the slamming on a guitar and screaming into a mic.
Exactly.
They considered that music. I considered it noise. Okay? So everyone has a different perception there. Okay? The sound quality of music depends on the instruments making the music. The sound quality of music instrument results from blending a fundamental tone with its overtones. Okay? You may recall that a standing wave, okay, when waves occurs when waves are just the right frequency and they interfere as they reflect back and forth. Okay? Standing waves occurs in musical instruments when they are played. Okay? In a guitar, for example, a standing wave occurs in a vibrating string. Okay? In a trumpet, a standing wave occurs in a column of vibrating air. Okay? So they might be playing the exact same note, but it's going to sound a little bit different. Okay? Because of the length or whatever that the sound is traveling, or the vibration is traveling. A standing wave can occur only at specific frequencies that are called natural frequencies. Every object has its own natural frequency. The lowest natural frequency at an object is called its fundamental tone. Okay, the lowest is a fundamental. Okay, the object's higher natural frequency is an overtone. Think about, you know, something over means higher than. Okay, so a higher. Okay, so that's the higher natural frequency, is the overtone. Okay, an overtone has frequency that are 2 to 3 or more times the frequency of a fundamental. Okay? If you look at the picture over there on page 49, it shows you a fundamental note, and then it would show you that first overtone where you've got a little bit of play, and then you've got the second overtone where you have even more play. Okay? So all of that changes pitch
and all of that combines to make the resulting sound wave.
All that, that's it. All that combines.
All of it comes together to make the resulting sound wave, and then that's like almost, it's pretty much every single instrument playing together, and they're all making just one big noise. Not just like the trumpet making this noise,
right.
The violin. They're all making
one big noise. There you go. Okay? It all comes together and makes, hopefully, beautiful music. Okay? The fundamental tone determines what note you hear. For example, when a guitar and a trumpet plays middle C, they both produce a wave that has the frequency of 262 hertz. Okay? But each instrument produces a different overtone. So they're playing the exact same note, but they're making different overtones. Okay? So the blending of the fundamental tones and the overtones produces a different sound quality. Okay? That's why, think about a trumpet, a slide trombone, a tuba. All of those are horns. They're all wind instruments, right? But they all make a different sound. Even though you're playing the exact same note on every one of them, they make a different sound. Okay? Okay. When something resonates, okay, anybody remember what resonate is? When something resonates, what is it, Leo?
I'm trying to think of it. I don't know if this is exactly what's it, but I think it's something when something like gets in the right pattern.
Okay.
And then like, because like it's almost like I think it like gets in sync.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think that's it.
Well, but you're on the right track. You're on the right track. Yeah, resonate is the amplitude. Remember how the amplitude goes up? So you're on the right track. It all does kind of start to come into sync. Okay? And that's what resonation is. That's that amplitude going up and back.
Are we still on the first page?
We're on page 49. So when something resonates, it affects the sound quality of the musical instrument by creating the loudness of certain overtones. Okay? A musical instrument is designed so that a part of it will resonate with the overtone it produces. In a guitar, for example, the vibrating string causes the guitar's hollow body to resonate. You ever notice an acoustic guitar? They're hollow. They hollered. See that country coming out there. That's how Alabama stuff coming out. They hollered. Okay? That guitar right there is hollered. Okay. Hollow. Okay? On the inside. And it does. The sound resonates in and back. Okay? An electric guitar is solid if you've ever seen it. So how does the sound resonate?
Sorry, this is like a little bit off topic, but so you're a Clemson fan, right?
Uh-huh.
But you're born in Alabama, right?
No, I was born in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
I got moved to Alabama in my younger years,
Okay.
but I swam back. Because no one in their right mind wants to live in Alabama. I apologize if you have family in Alabama. Yeah, I didn't mean it. No offense. All right. Okay. No, I like Alabama actually. This is a good place. But... All right. Anyway, how does an electric guitar resonate? What do you think?
Its sound waves are reproduced through
Amplifier.
amplifier.
Yeah. The sound waves are reproduced through an amplifier. Now, if you're sitting there right next to the guitar, you can actually hear the strings being plucked into vibration, but it doesn't resonate out the same way an acoustic guitar would. Okay. It's funny, we're talking about Alabama and electric guitar, and somebody started doing Sweet Home Alabama, so that was good. Okay. Perfect timing. All right. What band did that?
Led Zeppelin.
Leonard Skinner.
Leonard Skinner, thank you.
No,
All right.
that was
All right. Groups of musical instruments. Okay. You'll see the pictures up there, and it talks about like on a guitar or a violin, on the violin, the way you increase the loudness is the bow that you run across the string. You apply more pressure, and that creates the loudness. In a wind instrument, the more wind you produce, the more breath that you put in there, the more air it produces a louder sound, obviously. Okay? On a drum, percussions, the harder you hit it, the more it produces. Braxton's getting ready to walk out in the hallway. You want me to film it when he goes? Okay.
You good, Braxton?
All right. The guitar and the violin are stringed instruments. The strings of the instrument produces sounds like vibrating when they are strummed or rubbed with a bow. Their loudness is increased by resonating with the instrument's hollow body. Vibrates as the string vibrates. The pitch of each string depends on 4 factors. Its length, the thickness. If you ever looked at a guitar, not all the strings are the exact same.
Oh, yeah.
Like in a bass guitar.
Yeah, they're not the same.
thicker.
Even on my acoustic guitar, you've got different size strings. Okay? And you have to put them in the right order, otherwise it messes up. Okay? The pitch of each string depends on 4 factors: length, thickness, the material it's made from. You can get nylon, you can get steel, you can get guitar strings comes in a lot of different materials. Okay, and all of them does make a difference. Okay, a wind instrument, you play like a clarinet, you've got a reed that you put in there, and as you blow air across it, that reed vibrates, and that's what helps create the sound. A trumpet does not have a reed; it just got the mouthpiece. But you don't just pick it up and go and start blowing into it. You've actually, yeah, you've actually it's
sensitize it.
Yeah, my oldest son used to play trumpet. He tried to explain to me how he made that sound, because all I could ever do is sound like I was killing a cat.
Is it the like siren though? Because we're in band right now, and so we just like pick our instruments, and there's this like siren thing that you have to use for trumpet or trombone, and it is like it does sound like a dying cat.
Yeah. If you can't play it, then I can't. All right. Now, but different instruments will make different sounds. Think about when we were in the 1920s, watched a little bit of the jazz stuff. Louis Armstrong just had a regular trumpet, right? Dizzy Gillespie had the trumpet that had the horn part of it coming bent up.
Oh, the guy with fat cheeks?
Yeah, the guy with the big cheeks. Okay, he had a completely different looking one. Okay, they made different sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, they made different sounds, but they were both very pleasant to listen to. Okay, and of course percussion instruments are drums, bells, cymbals, xylophone, anything that you have to hit with a stick. The bigger, okay, a large drum will produce lower pitches than a small drum. Think about the guy in the marching band. He's got the big bass drum. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so he's making that louder. The guy with the snare drum, not so much, right? Different size, the way they're shaped, everything about them creates different music. Okay. Now we get into acoustics. Your surrounding affects the musical sound that you hear at a concert. Okay, this is why your church is designed to have decent acoustics. Okay, it's not a concert hall, but it is designed to have better acoustics than a gymnasium. Okay, a gym is not really designed for great acoustics. A movie theater is designed for good acoustics. A concert hall is designed to have good acoustics. Okay, the difference you hear is a different way that a sound interacts. And acoustics is the study of how sounds interact with each other in its environment. Okay, sound waves can interfere with each other. Constructive interference may distort sound. And destructive interference can produce dead spots. Okay, remember the Constructive is when they come together and one of them kind of overrides the other. Well, you don't want a whole lot of that, but you also don't want the destructive where they come together and they just kind of blend in and they just kind of wipe each other out. You don't want that. So you can actually become an acoustic engineer. You're actually an engineer. You go to engineering school the whole bit, but you specialize in sound. Okay? It is. You can specialize in sound because someone has to design theaters, concert halls, all that stuff, okay?
And movie theaters.
This is reverberation, okay? This is in which the echo of a sound are heard after the sound source stops producing sound waves, okay? The sounds from a hand clap can take more than a second to die out in a gym, okay? You can clap, but you'll still hear the echo of it, okay? Acoustics is used in the design of concert halls to control reverberation and interference. Curved hard surfaces are used to direct sound waves to different parts of a concert hall, okay? Soft surfaces absorbs the sound waves, reducing reverberation, but some reverberation is desired. You got to have some. Okay? With too little, the instrument would sound thin and distant. With too much, it reflects waves interference, and individual notes becomes hard to pick out. So it is, we can sit and kind of laugh at it all you want, but every time you go to a movie theater or you go to a concert, you enjoy it because some guy designed that theater or that concert hall so that the music and the movie would be enjoyable. Okay? Hope you enjoyed this, and we will talk to you later.